Yo, hey, check this out.
You're gonna learn today.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Lakeside Chat. I'm your host, Brother John Muhammad, and as always, we talk with political figures, community leaders, and everyday people. This week, we're blessed to have a longtime friend of ours, a friend of the community advocate, activist, Momma T, Theresa Lassiter, aka the woman in the middle. And we're glad to have you here.
I'm so glad, and thank you for having me. This is an honor.
And
what took you so long?
Well, it's just, the scheduling and how we've been, we've been missing each other, and
yeah, those surgeries was always the way.
Yes. And so this is a local broadcast, but we also have some national people that watch. So we like to let the people know, who is Momma T Lassiter.
Momma T Lassiter is a native of St. Petersburg. I went to Melrose, 16th Street. I thought I was going to Gibbs High, but Miss Brown talked my mama into making me go to St. Pete High. Then that was the year of integration.
Okay.
So I got shifted to St. Pete High. Then they shifted me to Northeast. Then they shifted me back to St. Pete High.
Was that because of the zoning and how they would? They
changed the zone. That was right when they was doing it.
Right.
And John, I was blessed to be in the class with Lisa Baldwin. They own Baldwin's downtown. The Rutland Bank.
Yeah.
Tom Rutland.
Yeah.
I was in his school. Lord, we butted heads.
Right.
Mary Ann Shoup from Shoup Travel Agent. And I'm be honest, I was like, Lord, why you got me here in this room with all these
folks?
Vanilla folks.
Right. Vanilla, yeah.
And, well, I don't feel comfortable. I want to be like with my sisters. Them, they went to Gibbs High.
Right.
And Frances was a pom-pom girl, and my brothers played basketball. And I wanted to, I'm that African American black heritage. I wanted to be with my people.
Right.
They had me out in Egypt, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was the best thing that could have happened to me. Because I'm no longer colorblind.
Right.
I see people as people.
Right.
I don't look at the color. I look at the content.
Right.
I look at your actions. And then what it did, it made me get me together.
Right.
And prepare me for what I've been doing for 25 years.
So what was your path to activism like? I mean, were you born into like a family of activists, or was it something that kind of sparked it? Like, what was the route that brought you to serving the community?
My family, my mom, my grandmama, my sisters, they are one of giving service. They're humble, they're low-key, they're in the background. And in fact, when I first stepped out into this arena, oh, God bless her dear, Mama was having a fit.
Really?
She didn't want me to do it.
Yeah.
And she was afraid. But because of my background and my bringing up, and we believe in God, and we just serve God, and nothing's going to change. And finally, unfortunately, my nephew David, he had went out with Harem for his birthday, and they was coming back from Tampa, and they got in a wreck. Harem walked away with just scratches on his leg. David is a paraplegic.
Oh, wow.
He was finna be a barber. If you see him, you love him. Everybody know him. Life of the party. Keep you happy. But during that struggle, my mom was really hurting for him. And then the Lord prepared and showed me that I had to step up and bodyguard my family.
Right.
And I remember telling Mom that this is a personal thing between me and God. If you got a problem with it, when you go in your prayer closet, you tell him about it. Because I got to go and help these people. I was seeing too much in my community. I filled out enough applications to City Hall to work, to wallpaper a room.
Wow.
And they never would give me a job. But I remember one day I went down to the Times, and there was this young girl there, and she was applying for the job. And the rudeness of the young lady that waited on her, it was just more than a notion. And I defended her.
Yeah.
I didn't get the job at the time, but I defended the sister.
Right. So it was in you to
It was,
stand up
and after
for people.
then, the Lord blessed me with the late Elder Welch, Don Gaskin, Bishop Leonard, Garnell Jenkins, Alvita Martinberry, Adele Von Jameson, Ruth Emanuel, all those older soldiers. Watson Hain them, I was like the little kid on the block with Morris Milton them and the NAACP. Oh, I went, but then I listened, and then because my mom them push education, I've always been an avid reader. Right. You know, I love to read, and I love the law. And because I had worked for Pinellas County property appraisers, and then traffic engineering until I got disabled due to the heart problems and everything, I started just, when the riot happened,
in '96,
it flipped me.
Yeah.
And then right after that, that's when Savelle Brown brought Bobby Doctor and Mary Frances buried him here. And we was over at Belfast Metropolitan. I had been sitting on the porch with my girlfriend Fady, and we had been talking about what was going on in our city. You know, it was devastating. And we got to the forum. Fady talked me into going, and we sitting up there, and all of a sudden, Bobby Doctor then was taking people from the audience. So Fady said, "Why don't you tell them what you said on the porch?" I said, "Girl, I just came to look. I just came to be nosy. I ain't trying to say nothing." So I'm sitting up down. Fady hit my hand up in the air. And only God did that. Bobby Doctor saw it. And said, "You lady, the sister right there." And I looked at Fady, I wanted to bust her up. I stood up. If you ask me today what I said, I don't know. I give all the honor to the Spirit taking my throne. But at the end, there was a standing ovation in that church. And I was like, whoa. So then afterwards, Savelle Brown had me come because Bobby Doctor wanted to meet me. And he looked at me and he said, "You are the grassroots community activist."
Okay. I was going to ask you about that. So
and
yeah.
After that, I believe whatever your hands find to do, you know, I may have one gift or something, but you got something. She has something. All of us have something that we can offer. And that's why we need to come together, to work together as one. We may not always agree. We may always not see everything eye to eye. But we are better together. Right now, this city, it is not a seamless city. We are not together. It's been divided since the last election. You know, I'm Mama T. You're looking at a miracle. I'm an ex-drug addict. I thought you'd get married, get a house, white picket fence, live happily ever after. My marriage didn't go that way. I made mistakes. I was angry for a long time. You know, and at some point I have to admit, when I first got in this arena, I was racist.
Oh yeah?
But now, I'm be honest, I'd rather be with some chocolate folks than some white vanilla folks. But it's some vanilla folks I love being with. I love butter pecan.
That's right.
I look at the person, how you treat me, what I see you doing, what your motives. Everybody has an agenda, even me. My agenda is simple. I am determined to put an end to this foolishness.
Absolutely.
I've been in this arena for 25 years. I've heard Baker, I've heard Fisher, I've heard Foster, I've heard Kreisman, I've helped them, I've heard Bill Law, I've heard all these people saying what they're going to do. I've heard community leaders saying what needs to happen. But when I rode down the street, and it was the day before Memorial Day, I had put in to run.
Okay, let me pause it right there, because what I want to do is we're going to take a quick break. Now that people know who Momma T is,
the real deal. Because they thought I was a part of the hooroo.
Right.
They done called me brown nosy. They think I'm a sellout to the community. If you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you in love. And I'm trying real hard, because my pastor has been so good at preaching that word.
Yes.
I'm not going to cuss. I'm not going to be a cussing Peter no more. But I'm so sick of the newspaper. Right. The only thing y'all can think about is that I used to blast them. Yes. But I would. You ain't said that I would come back and apologize the next day.
Right.
And then the thing is, I'm no longer that old Momma T. I'm the woman in the middle, and I'm running for mayor of St. Pete.
All right. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk more about the reason that you're running, a little bit about your platform and some of the things you intend to do.
I want to get to the issues. That's what I want.
All right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Lakeside Chat. I'm your host, Brother John Muhammad, here with Momma T. Lassiter, candidate for mayor and the grassroots community activist, aka the woman in the middle. And again, we're always glad to have you. Thank you for coming. And we're going to talk about your candidacy for mayor. Okay. The first thing we want to know is, Momma T, what inspired you to actually run and get in the race this time?
Because if you close your eyes, what do you see? Nothing.
Nothing.
I've been in this arena. I've been having the hope, the faith, the belief. I've been putting my body at health at risk to try to serve the community, try to work with the powers that be and everything. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep it real. There is no economic development in St. Pete. Not for everyone.
Right.
It's not inclusive. And I'm personally tired of being around the table. But not being at the table.
Right.
I'm tired of them saying, "Oh, you have wonderful events. You have a way of pulling the community and the people out, and all of that." But then when I'm trying to give them some wisdom to help them look good and to really make this a seamless city,
right,
a great place to work, play, and live, they shut me down.
Right.
So me and the Lord have been talking, and about, I think it was 6 months ago, when I had my last surgery, I was doing nothing, and I got on Facebook, and the Lord had been dealing with me, and the thought had been saying, run for mayor. And I was like, you should run for council first. The Lord said, no, run for mayor.
Wow. And
I blew it off. And so I put it on Facebook, and I was amazed at the number of people. But then what even amazed me more, it was the younger people.
Yeah.
People like y'all.
Right.
That just made me feel good.
Yeah.
And I was like, they get it. So then I do what I do, because the words say in Proverbs, in all thy ways acknowledge God. I prayed about it, and I just lived on the thing that if you want me to do this, God, you know I live on disability, and I'm poor. So you're going to provide the filing fee.
Right.
You're going to bring what's necessary. And I'm grateful. As late as I've gotten into the race, I was able to qualify before June 23rd.
Right.
Because I don't do nothing late.
No last minute
No,
stuff.
I don't roll like that. I got organized. I have a wonderful treasurer, Brenda Nelson, classmate, my prayer partner.
Former president of the Child Park Neighborhood Association.
She's so proud of you. Right. Lord, she loves you and Jabba to death. I don't know who loves you more, me or her. But she stepped up.
Yes.
But then what really sent the message? For 25 years, if anybody know me, they know I'm about my babies.
Yes.
It's all about my children. One young man, my honorary campaign manager, Jeffrey Parker, he told me why I should run. He said, I believe in you.
Right.
He said, you're always there for people. You help everybody. And me and him met, believe it or not, at the Martin Luther King parade. Poe Jeffrey was trying to get him some beads.
Right.
And I was sitting up there on the bleachers, and the big kids was just jumping all in front of him. And he got frustrated, and I was led to call him up. And I said, what's your name? He says, Jeffrey. I said, well, you're so handsome. Why are you so sad? He said, the big kids keep jumping in front of me, and I want some beads.
Right.
But then because Mama T is who she is and knows who she knows, being Shirley was standing over there and had a whole armful.
Right.
I said, now you go over there and say, Mr. Shirley, Mama T told me to come over here, and today is my birthday, and I've been trying to get some beads, but the kids keep jumping. He did it. He came back and gave me the biggest, juiciest hug and kiss, and said, thank you. And then he was finna run off. I said, where you going? I gotta go show my grandma that you did it. You can do anything. And hey! When Jeffrey told me that. Right. And then he told me, I told him I was thinking about running for mayor. What did he say? He said, do it.
Right.
So.
That's why, huh? That's a strong motivation.
If a kid believes in me. Yeah. I can't let him down.
That's right.
I'm a winner already because I'm trying.
Yes, ma'am. And one of the things that you mentioned, and it's another one of those things that come up in the campaign, and it's real big, is economic development. So from your perspective, what does true economic development for our community look like?
It's amazing. At worship today, when my pastor was preaching, he said, close your eyes, and what do you see the inside of the church and the church looking like? Then he said, for the same thing for the city. I ride down 22nd Street, and my heart is grieved that we're in for another battle to just save the Manhattan and civilians. Right. Number one, it never should have been shut down. You can't allow personal differences to dictate what you do. Right. And I'm just keeping it real. Kreisman had a problem with Larry Newsom. He didn't like him. And they did what they did. And they shut that place down. They even went about the process wrong. Right. The day that place was closed, I myself, and I'm going to tell you because it's straight up time now. Right. I called Lassiter. And I asked him, as much as I have helped so many women that have been evicted and families that have been evicted from homes, what makes it where the city of St. Pete, Larry Newsom and his attorney Tamara Felton is in court, they come out, they get ready to go out there to 49th Street to file something, and they can't file it. The place had already been shut down. It's at least 30 days
for an eviction. Right.
So what makes it happen where y'all Lassiter didn't know nothing about it. He didn't know anything about it. He said, Mama, y'all know what you're talking about. But somebody from the city had got in cahoots with the sheriff department and did this. That was so wrong. Right. That's one example. Number two, I have in my home, I have the 22nd Street, I have 16th Street, 9th Street, 4th Street redevelopment plans. Right. I also have Central Avenue with Central Avenue tomorrow, Greater Grand Central. You tell me, how is it fair or how is it even right that 4th Street and Central all the way out to the beach looks like a new place. Right. New businesses, new clubs, everything. But yet and still, those things came into existence after the late David Welch, Philly U and all them asked for redevelopment on 16th Street, 22nd Street. And I'm sick of hearing this garbage about, because Bray Boy and them have Chef Creole. They put their own money in. So the city bought into it after they saw that man and woman was determined to do something for their community. Right. They first bought the little gold building that their daughter do the hair and the gym in. Then they got the one here.
Right.
My whole thing is, when I grew up, we had what y'all call the Y, that is so jacked up and need to be overdone. They have, that was the State Theater. We had Miss Wright's.
The Boys and Girls Club. Talking about the
yeah.
Okay, got it.
I mean, ooh, that really gets my
right,
ooh,
right.
That's a whole conversation.
Right,
right there, man.
right,
We ain't
right.
got enough time for that.
Yes, yes.
No.
Yes.
The thing is, see, they can talk, but I know the city gets CDBG money. They get all these social services funds. They get all these grants and everything in the name of poor people. But what I capitalize on, do your research how much money they get on poor people.
Right.
This CRA thing that they doing, that's so jacked up. I got a print out, I put in a public service request to them for all of that. Because the thing is, you getting the money in the name of people, then you have these organizations that want to come in and say that they're going to do the programs.
Right.
They're going to help the people. That's just a tool for them to get money for them. Because I don't see no help.
Right.
That's why I've been staying in the arena, letting people call me 24 hours a day, anytime. If they got a problem with a court issue, with their child, with the schools, with light bill, with water bill, trying to get jobs, doing resume. Do you know, it's some girls around here, man, 25 years, by now I need a building. Do you know some girls come to my house for me to fill their food stamp application out, to fill their social security stuff out?
Right.
Okay, but yet and still we got all these nonprofits, all these organizations that's supposed to be doing something. It's time for us to come together.
So as mayor, just to speaking on that, what would you do to change that or make a difference in the way that that's currently being done?
I'm so glad you asked it. I want you to take this home. In 2014, I started working. It took a while, and it took me a while to put it together. I'm thankful for Trinia Cox, because she was my proofreader, her and Dr. Shirley.
Okay.
The Lord gave me a program, and I took it to Grego, Chief Holloway, Galateri. They loved it. Nikki Capehart loved it. And it's called Mothers First. It is my belief, and I've done it for 25 years, until we get like a covered wagon and circle the wagons. When it comes to law, the police, government, collaboration, transportation, support system, economic development, jobs, social services, education, economics, and medical, we ain't gonna never get nowhere.
Right.
We better together as one. This is a program where not to reinvent the wheels, but we need to identify all of these agencies and somebody come together and put a plan together. See, if we win the mothers, we get the children. If we get the mothers, it's hard to tell these mothers that got to work a job, some of them working 2 jobs, then a lot of them don't have a car, they don't have license, they got issues from the past that should have been cleaned up, and no offense, it would have been cleaned up, because there's no way. Christman was over the committee up there in Tallahassee to get rights restored and all that.
Okay.
He never passed a bill. I'm still trying to figure that out, but that's still my brother and I love him. But I told him it's all fair. There ain't nothing strictly business now.
Right.
That should have been dealt with. We need to bring all these agencies together and devise a plan. If we help these mothers get jobs, if we help them get the education or schooling, some of them need just one-on-one with Mama T. Some of them need one-on-one with Renee Flowers.
Right.
Some of them need one-on-one with Theresa Jones. You got all these divas around here that people claim is the leaders. But the thing is, Terry Lipsy Scott, that's one thing I give about her. I went to her when she started that museum.
Right.
And I told her, I say, you got to pull the people in. You got to go after the people. They think y'all a social club. Y'all got to have a heart and include all the people.
Right.
She's come a long way. She ain't there yet. But one day maybe they'll ask me to the table.
Okay. All right.
And I'll be around the table.
Right.
And then I can help them, you know, like I did when they was finished, Arians was finna close
I remember.
and sold it. And
Right.
Jerry called me. I was home having church. I said, do a petition.
Right.
And get the people all there, and I'll be there.
Right. I remember.
Against doctor's orders, but we won.
That's right. That's right.
We got it.
So
it worked.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take another quick break, and then after the break, we'll come back and we're going to talk more
I'm
about
talking too much.
No.
You know I get hyper, child. You talking about my city.
Yes,
This is my city. I'm homegrown.
So we're going to talk more about your platform when we come back right after this break.
Okay. I go to my...
Welcome back to the Lakeside Chat. I'm your host, Brother John Muhammad, here with Momma T. Lassiter, community activist, advocate, aka the woman in the middle, and also a candidate for mayor of the city of St. Petersburg.
You want to know about my platforms now?
We do want to know about your platform.
I didn't want to get too deep because it's just so many things that I'm concerned about.
Right.
But the 4 things that I feel like we need to build on a firm foundation, and then let it bloom and let it multiply.
Right.
People need jobs. We got to make a better way where people can get jobs. But then also what I'm concerned about is my young people. They are dealing with seeing actors, rappers, athletes and all this with all this stuff. And it's human nature that they're going to want those things.
Right.
But if they are being oppressed, and they're not being given the opportunity to have a job, if they have went to jail, did prison time, came out, fulfilled all of their obligations, just like Martha Stewart made money while she was in jail after all that foolish shit she did.
That's right.
People should be able to get a job.
That's right.
I'm going on deep. I'm launching deep today.
Yeah.
My daughter Holly made a real stupid mistake. She has filled out jobs. She's looked for jobs. I fussed at her. She done got mad with me. I done blocked her off Facebook, blocked her phone number. The day we went to church today. So we getting there.
Right.
But Holly wants to work. But she gets real discouraged because she feels like I'm qualified for the job. I can do the job. Plus I got three children, Ma. I want to work. I'm tired of having to come and ask you to bail me out. I want to be my own woman. It's jacked up that my daughter don't have a job in this city.
Right.
Okay? Not only that, the young people. We got young men that want to work. I've seen young men that used to be on the other side.
Right.
That done went straight. Got them a job. They feel good. They ain't got to look over their shoulders no more. And they have their family, their friends, and it's happening. Right. We need to make sure that people get jobs. I have a problem with, no offense, Councilmember Carl Nurse. He still won't be truthful and let me know how many African Americans he got working for Baytech Label.
Right. And with that, because I know when you mentioned Carl Nurse, another one of the things that people associate him with is
gentrification and then this and affordable housing, and then this is the $1 million question, because I forgot to put that on my request to Kathy and them at Clerk. I want to know exactly what years have he served as the chair of housing.
Right.
Because I have never, in all the 25 years, seen anyone else hold a committee chair for that long. Right. They usually switch out and give someone else.
Right.
He stayed there. And what I'm looking at, his friends, they got this nonprofit that's around here buying up all these houses, okay? I just printed up 31 pages of properties that the city of St. Pete owns.
Wow.
So why do we have homeless people laying on the concrete, laying in bushes, laying behind buildings?
Right.
When you get social services money, some of that money need to go to put 4 men in the house. You got 6 months to get your act together. With single women, put a couple families. We could do it.
Right.
Let them fix up those properties.
Right.
Okay? I have major concerns with that. The second thing is our youth and our elderly.
Right.
Number one, let's get the record straight. I went to city council. Jamie Bennett was the council chair. I got up and spoke at open forum. I called Bill Foster out because he was the mayor. I called Jamie and the rest of them. Because I look at their budget and I get a copy of it.
Right.
And they had went to $0 for our youth.
Right. That also happened under Baker, from what I understand.
Yeah, it did, and I went back again.
Right, right.
It was that council that day, Bill Foster got them to put 20,000 in. Theresa Jones, she took the initiative. Not Wingate Newton, it was Theresa. She went and got Kathy Castor to bring that money. It stayed until Bill Foster came in as the mayor. Then that's when the recession, just like Obama got caught in the recession, Bill was hit with it too. But he managed to make sure that that money stayed. Wingate was responsible for bringing money for after you school, you know, for the jobs, that part. But if you listen to him, he done did it all, and that dog ain't gonna hunt no more. I just can't do untruth. Let's be honest. We got to start being honest. We got to start speaking the truth in love, and I'm speaking it in love today, but I'm letting you know I'm exhaling because I done been quiet too long.
And then when you mention youth, you also mention elderly, and I find that interesting because a lot of the emphasis
think
is
about
on
it.
youth.
Close your eyes. What you see now? We doing close your eyes. What you see is a game.
Right.
You got the Enoch Davis Center. A handful of our elderly can go up there. You got the Sunshine Center. We got a few rooms. Where else can they go?
Right.
Okay. When I was with Weed and Seed, because I was the queen of Weed and Seed, remember? We went to New Orleans, we went to Kansas, we went everywhere. But what I was amazed was, it was this church. They had built a place for the elderly to live.
Right.
Lord, they had a bingo room, a pool room, the ladies had a sewing room, all of these things. That's what I see in my city.
Right, right.
Our elderly have worked, they have got us where we are. We should be loving and we should be uplifting them.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
We're not there yet. We're so busy trying to take care of us. You can only sleep in one bed at a time. You can only drive one car. If the Lord bless you in a position where you can have a good salary, a nice title, go ahead and look out for all the people.
Right.
Not just a select few. There's a Cheyenne social club all over St. Pete. I'm so fed up with it.
So,
the arts community,
so you saying
LGBT,
and the clock is on this Momma T, so let me land that plane. Okay. So you got effective programs for youth and elderly, and also jobs and small businesses in South St. Pete. I know that's another one of the
small businesses in the south side.
Okay, got
Charity begins at home and spread abroad.
Amen.
We got the cart before the horse.
Right.
Okay, they doing the wrong thing. When you have businesses on 16th Street, 9th Street, and 22nd Street, Miss Annie and those.
Right.
What real assistance are they getting from the city?
Right.
How is you got a grant program and you tell them the businesses to apply for money? They get the money, they awarded the money, but then they tell them, you go spend the money and then reimburse you. The devil is a lie.
Right.
Y'all ain't do it for the businesses when the Spiffs, the Vietnamese had the planes. They gave them money. They forgave them money. They gave them more money. The last time I was sitting in city council, when them people came in there and they was all mad. It wasn't 3 days later. Them people went in there and put hot sauce. They trashed that whole building. The city had to tear it down. Now, what makes them better than me and my community?
Right. And you mentioned that grant program, the CRA.
Yeah, and then, okay, I'm sorry. Love your Christman, but let's keep it real. The boundaries was to 5th Avenue North. The problem I have with that, if you done moved it to 1st Avenue North, you have opened the door for businesses that on Central, 1st Avenue North, where they already getting money from the in-town redevelopment and from the Central Avenue area. They get money from that. Now they can come and apply for money in the CRA that's for our district.
Right, the South Sides. Right. Yeah.
Is that fair?
Right.
That's right. We got to start speaking truth to power.
So one of the things that you would do is address the
Change it back to 5th Avenue
Right.
South like we had it.
Right. And then how about them cutting out the dome? What's your thoughts on that? And not having the dome or Tropicana Field be a part of the CRA boundaries also?
They didn't have no business cutting that out because, number one, I feel like this. Y'all took my community from me.
Mm-hmm.
They took Laura Park.
Yep.
They took Prayer Tower that was over there.
Mm-hmm.
They took the funeral home. They took a community where people was together. We lived together. We loved together. They just spreaded us out.
Mm-hmm.
We're divided now. And then now you want to take the money, but you done destroyed our community,
Right.
our businesses. No. You better keep the dome in my part.
Right.
It don't go to no in-town development. I see, you got to understand the history. Think about Leslie Coran. She was on council.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jeff Dapp.
Mm-hmm.
The last of they stayed on council, they worked everything they could for Central Avenue
Mm-hmm.
and the arts.
Right.
Why? Because she got that gallery.
Right.
If they win, Central Avenue win, she win.
Mm-hmm.
But then think about this. How is that fair? How is that even fair? We sat back and see, I'm finna go somewhere y'all don't even know I was going. I'm through with saying what they did or what haven't been done. This is to my people, my African American, my sisters and brothers.
Yes, ma'am.
My mama used to tell me something when she used to gut me like a fish. She say, Theresa, I tell you this, I'm telling you in love, darling. My people in the community, I tell you in love. We are our own worst enemy. 25 years I've been in this arena,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen a lot. But what I haven't seen is when we forget them, just us, the preachers, the community leaders, the wannabes, the young people like you, the Uhurus, O'Malley, all of us come together
Right.
and put aside the past.
Mm-hmm.
Forgetting those things that are behind us. We got some in face of us. Y'all President 45, he ain't no joke. He trying to mess all y'all up. He even trying to get y'all information off y'all voters card. Man, you know that jacked up. He wants your social security number.
Right.
What are you gonna do with all that foolishness? We got to get it together.
Right.
We got to quit thinking we entitled, number one. We got to get up, get a job. You go looking for a job like you got a job until you get a job. See,
All
when
right.
God see you putting some effort, some foot forward, he'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a witness, he'll do it. You looking at a woman that my doctors told me, Mama T, you done did this enough. Your heart, you got 2 heart diseases. You need to get out the arena. I said, but I got to do what God tell me to do.
Right.
The thing is, we sit and want handouts. I'm needy, but I'm a woman of integrity. I got my pride. I know what my forefathers fought for. Martin Luther King them didn't walk down them streets for me to just sit back and say nothing.
Right.
People can come and put a yard sign in your yard and you didn't give them permission and you don't say nothing. But then I'm looking, Mama T looking like, well, I done went on Facebook, I done put out literatures, and surely I thought the community would be done help me, man, to at least
Right.
put out 100 signs by now. Oh, by the way, thank y'all, my 2 brothers. They had me crying Friday. They sold into it.
Yes,
They
ma'am.
stepped up. We got to start doing something. Y'all can't tell these young kids out here to do something if they see we can't get along with one another. You may
Right.
not like Mama T ideas or my beliefs, but we can at least be cordial and try to work together. And if through dialogue, without yelling and screaming and cussing, we can hopefully come to a common good. Because where we trying to make it better for everybody.
So, Mama T, for those, and we gotta
go, yeah.
So for those who want to support your campaign, how can they get information about what you're doing? If they want to donate, do you have information that we can get?
I got, the Lord bless me. See, this is a faith walk here.
Yes, yes.
My home website is MommaTforMayor.com. I have a Facebook page, Mama T for Mayor, and it's Theresa Lassiter, Campaign for Mayor. I'm planning to have a drive-by.
All right.
The drive-by will be next weekend, all day long. I'm going to sit under my tent at 2300 36th Street South. You can come by, and I'm believing God, I'm going to have at least 100 yard signs in my yard for you to take home and put in your yard, because I'm not putting them on the corner for them to steal my yard
That's
signs,
right. That's
because
right.
I ain't got time for that foolishness. Or if you just want to come by and bring $5, $2, $10, $20, whatever your heart is led to do, I would appreciate it, because I live in the real world. I'm
That's
on
right.
disability. I don't have the $500,000 like the rest of them. I'm sorry. If I could pay everybody, I would. I do try to give everybody donations when I have my Law Fest workshop. I said last year I was done. Well, I'm not done. Thanks to Sheriff Bob Gallateri and Chief Holloway, they talked me out of it. October the 28th at Enoch Davis Center, I have reserved the whole building.
All right.
We're going to another level.
All right.
We're going to have the 14th annual Law Fest workshop and community fair. If you want to have a booth, or if you want to rent space or be a part of it and help me do this, I need help. I'm not the Lone Ranger no more. I'm the woman in the middle. And my assignment is to bring all of us, come here girl, you come out. My assignment is, I don't care what color, nationality you are, we all are children of God, and we got to start acting like it. I ain't finna change because y'all looking at a miracle. We are better together, working as one. And that's just all I want.
All right. So with that, thank you again for coming through,
I
Mama
hope
T.
I did what you wanted.
And you got it. So we got our primary is August 29th. Please
Yep.
make sure you go out and
Vote for Mama T.
Register by July 31st, which is the end of this month. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this week's edition of the Lakeside Chat. And thank you again, Mama T, for coming by.